Hey folks, this is Vince with Ant Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Astrometica. Now, it's important to stress that what you're looking at here is the playtest beta version of the game, so everything that you're about to see is subject to change, and not all of the content is in the game yet. I signed up for the playtest and was lucky enough to get selected to play it, and I gotta say, it kind of wiped out my entire morning. I'm a sucker for games like this. It's Subnautica, it really is. It's just Subnautica in space. Although there is a little bit of the planet crafter in there and the way everything is graphically presented. But for the most part, if you've played Subnautica, you'll be very familiar with everything here. You've got health that you have to worry about, there's oxygen, food, and water, whereas the planet crafter was more just oxygen, food, and water. So anyway, what are you doing in this game? Well, as is typical of a resource collection game like this, you start off in this little area. It's got a couple of storage containers, it's got like a little terminal that you can get some waypoints from, and then you've got like a crafting station. And using the resources in space around you, you just go outside and collect them, bring them back, and then craft stuff. Eventually, you'll start unlocking the ability to craft better things. Like there's oxygen capsules, for example, that increase your oxygen supply. There's a tier 1 backpack, which increases your inventory space. There's a jetpack, which gives you like a temporary boost. And then eventually a mining tool. The mining tool allows you to mine out the larger asteroids around your starting area for various resources. Again, there's like copper and iron. And then, of course, there's like organic and ice so that you can make food and water. So yeah, I mean, it's typical. But again, I'm a sucker for games like this. I really enjoy inventory management and resource collection. Although I will say there is no build tool available in the beginning of the game, but once you get silver, which was really hard to find, by the way, it's actually in the giant asteroid ahead of your main base. You'll eventually get to it, but there's a waypoint. And once you explore this area, which is protected by a suicide bot, typical of those suicide fish that you find in Subnautica. Again, there's so many similarities here, it's crazy. Not that I'm complaining, I love Subnautica as well. But there's this little, so as long as you've got this power cell, you can throw it in there and open up the base, and that's where most of the silver is, and that's how I was able to advance. I spent forever looking for silver, and here it was in this large asteroid base. You just had to go in there and, look around and find it. There's a back room as well that has a ton of silver in it, as well as some iron bars, which are super necessary. You're going to need so much iron in this game, because you will be able to at some point create with your build tool habitats. Like in Subnautica, you could create habitats underwater, you could create power charging stations for your batteries and the larger power cells. Similar here, you can create a large base, you can do all sorts of cool things that I haven't been able to experiment with yet. And I'm hesitant to do so only because this is a playtest. And I know that once this playtest is over, my save file more than likely will be wiped. So, part of me is like, well, Vince, you really should stop, because all the work that you're doing now is just going to go away. Your time is valuable. You really should be moving on to things that you can actually save. And the other part of me is like, I love this. I'm having too much fun to stop. I know the game is going to wipe itself at some point. I know my save is going to disappear. That said, I don't want to stop playing. And I typically did that with Subnautica too. I wasn't able to put Subnautica down for long periods of time. So, Subnautica had its charm to it, like, the underwater effects were fantastic. This is more empty space, and I think instead of, water that you're going to be appreciating, you're going to be appreciating just the weird objects that are out in space, like all these little rocks. Then you've got this point of interest over here that looks interesting, this point of interest over here that looks interesting. Oh, there's this building over here. What's this about? Should I go over there? Do I have enough oxygen to get over there? When you die, by the way, you kind of fade out, then you respawn at your last auto checkpoint. So yeah, I mean, there's also you can get hurt in this game. Certain areas are toxic, at least in the opening area. So stay away from those green asteroids. I made the mistake of putting my base next to one. I didn't know it was toxic until after I built my base, but there's that. So yeah, like I'm really looking forward to diving deeper into this. I will be probably hounding the PR people for a press key. So sorry in advance. There's also the ability to build things on the outside of your habitat. Like there's little slots. The batteries, for example, goes on top of your hallways. And you've got these solar panels that you can put down, which go. I didn't know where they went at first, but eventually, I figured it out. It kind of snaps automatically once you get close enough to a particular, point. There it goes. Yeah. So there's power that you have to manage in this game. I love it. So I can't wait to play more of this. I'm hesitant to play more of the playtest because I know my save file's going away. But yeah, if you're looking for Subnautica in space, that's what this game is. It's very uncanny. I have to wonder if at some point there's going to be vehicles as well, because Subnautica had them over the course of time. You do unlock more blueprints as you craft stuff and find new material, so I don't know what is available yet. So with that being said, keep an eye out for this one. Again, you can sign up for the playtest. It just you may not get access to it. I don't know. I was lucky enough to get access to it, but I don't know if you will. But you can try if you want to give this a try now. So there you go. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time. Take care.